Michael Jackson. How did the world's biggest star become the world's easiest target?
But if I am guilty of anything, it is of giving all that I have to give to help children all over the world. It is of loving children of all ages and races. It is of gaining sheer joy.
In 2009, Michael Jackson died. But the strange thing is, his death didn't end the war against him. Even today, after all these years, people are still arguing about him. One group sees him as the greatest artist music has ever known. Another group believes that behind that smile lie terrifying secrets. But the real question isn't, is Michael guilty or innocent? The more serious question is, how did the most famous person on the planet become the easiest target on the planet? Michael Jackson wasn't just an ordinary star. He was someone the whole world knew. Children knew him. Adults knew him. Even people who didn't like pop music knew who he was. And when you reach that level of fame, you're not just an artist. You become a public image. And public images are very easy to destroy, especially when he remained a stranger, and sensitive, and isolated, and living a childhood I never had. After 1993, everything changed. Headlines exploded. The press kicked into gear. And people started to look at Michael differently. The dangerous thing is, the mere spread of the idea that he paid money to settle a case made many people see him as an easy target. The idea became very simple. If we pressure him, we could make millions. And that's the point that many of his fans still keep repeating today. They say the problem isn't just the accusation itself, but the impact of that first accusation on his image forever. Some people believe that the media at the time wasn't looking for the truth. They were looking for the most shocking headline. Michael Jackson plus children equals the biggest story that could sell in the 90s. And that was the beginning of the nightmare. What many people don't know is that the 1993 case never even reached a full criminal trial in the way people imagine. And Michael's defense team at the time requested more than once that a criminal trial take place first. But that didn't happen. And this opened the door to a huge legal debate that continues to this day. Michael's supporters always focus on a very important point, that despite all the investigations, and all the searches, and all the pressure, there was no criminal conviction against him. Not in 1993, not in 2005, and that for them is the most important thing in the whole story. But the other side believed that fame and influence could protect anyone. And that's when the world entered a war that hasn't ended to this day. In 2019, the film Leaving Neverland was released, and the film brought everything back together. Some people saw it and said, there's definitely something wrong. Others saw it and said, how can this story have so many contradictions? And from there, the internet began to transform into an open global court. Michael's fans entered the fray with full force. People started releasing documents, archival footage, old testimonies, date discrepancies, interviews, court files. Because for them, the story wasn't just about defending an artist. It was about defending someone they felt the media had judged before any court. On the other hand, other people saw that the mere presence of all that smoke meant there was a fire somewhere. And that's what made Michael Jackson's name remain one of the most controversial in the history of art. But setting aside all the controversy, there's a very difficult human point to consider. Michael was someone who lived under a microscope his entire life. From the time he was a child, he was constantly watched. His appearance was watched. His voice was watched. His skin was watched. His life was watched. Even his sleep wasn't his own. Imagine living like that for decades. Some celebrities fail because they lose their fame. But Michael's problem was the complete opposite. He was too famous, to the point that any rumor about him would turn into a global storm. And the strange thing? The same person who was attacked in this way is the same person whose voice, even today, makes millions of people feel their childhood return. And that's the paradox that makes him a unique case. People may disagree about Michael Jackson forever, and that probably won't change. But what's almost certain is that his story was bigger than just that of a singer. This was the story of fame when it transforms from a dream into something that can completely consume its owner. And in the end, whether you see him as innocent or guilty, one fact is hard to ignore. Michael Jackson wasn't just an ordinary artist. He was the most famous person in the world.